Hello, so this is going to be an oracle card pull for the 1212 portal. And it is it is something, this energy. So the moon has moved into Libra, and there's also this really beautiful trine with Pluto and Aquarius. So the energy is all about transformation. And then there's also this beautiful coming in about balance and harmony in partnerships and relationships that is super lovely. And when I feel into kind of the energy between 12/12 and the solstice on the 21st, it's almost like we're being squeezed just a little bit more before 2026. Before we enter a new numerology year. It's like it's this final push. It's so funny, like it's like the final contraction to like get you out. So whatever you're feeling is valid. It's very intense, but in a good way, right? And just trust and know that whatever is coming up to get released, it is in your highest good. I know it may feel super uncomfortable. And so just give yourself permission to be comfortable in the uncomfortable and just embrace it. And just, it's not forever. It's just being aware and honoring the space you're in. Just be like, oof, I'm kind of experiencing some discomfort, right? You don't have to identify with it. It's just an awareness that you have of the energies that are going on right now. And when you get through the other side, it's like there's going to be this sigh of relief. And then you'll have this beautiful integration period. And then you'll be at a whole different level. Like that's the goal, right? The goal is growth and evolution. We can't stay stagnant. Nothing stays stagnant. All right, so with all that said, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm just gonna pull, I have a couple decks that were like, ooh, we wanna participate. So we'll see as we go through. I don't want this to be anything super long or intense, just some guidance. It's always interesting to work with the energies, right? And it's a really interesting day. It's when I tune into this portal, the theme is just kind of to be, before I even pull any cards, there's this allowance and being open and just not judging whatever comes up, which is a great reminder, right? With anything. Okay, so just asking for some, we got a jumper. Overall themes. Oh boy. And I'm hearing one more from this deck. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So the first one that came out was the Ice Queen. And it's about ideas preserved, non-action, and then also entitlement, which when I tune into, that's not really applicable, like when I tune in. So, but once again, take what resonates, leave the rest. But what's interesting is when it talks about the ideas preserved and non-action, I do feel like, once again, that this day is really about allowing and more about being than actually any action taking. Then, as I had mentioned previously, that there is this beautiful trine and the moon is in Libra, and there's a balance to relationships and partnerships, and the Sacred Union card popped out, which is all about partnerships and romance. So there may be a shift that occurs on this day in your partnership, and it isn't necessarily in the 3D per se, right? This is energetically. It's going to happen. Everything happens in the other dimensions first before it gets, and you can see it palpable in the 3D. So I'm here for it. And then, oh, I love this. Then the third card that came out is the Well Watcher. And it's about wisdom and power of the divine. And that feels, because there is this surgence of reconnection. And it's like when you pause, when you take that pause and you get to that still point, that's where you are connected with the divine. And so let this serve as a reminder that each of us carries within us, you know, this divine spark, this connection with the divine. We wouldn't be here without it. So I love that, where I'd say, you know, like we have the non-action. It's like just allowing, and just maybe be open to this day and connecting deeper within yourself, because the deeper you connect in with yourself, the deeper you do connect in to this divine connection. I love it. And so this deck wants to come out. And so just any other insights for this day or for this space between the 12th and the 21st? It really is a good time to reflect, breathe, and which is so funny because in the 3D, it's one of the busiest times, right? Leading up to the holidays. So do what you can as you can. And what I'm hearing is that that's just super important to take time throughout the day. And if you start to feel overwhelmed, just take a deep breath in, or even just notice your breath, count your breath, just anything that will get you back into the present as we lead up to the solstice. And so many cultures around the world, you know, have so many celebrations during this time. So, because it's important. There's lots of stuff going all up in the cosmos. Okay, and I'm hearing one more. I just love it. I do. It makes me giggle. It makes me happy. All right, here we go. So the first one that came out of this deck was Spirit Circle. And it says, your soul is connected to a circle of spirits. Together you share a mission. But it's all about energetic connection and shared purpose. So like I just said, when you connect in with yourself, you know, then connect in deeper with the divine. And so I just absolutely love this confirmation of what I just said. And then the second card that came out was Divine Contract. And it says, your life story is woven from a divine contract, sacred agreement, life choices, spiritual growth. And once again, I think that just sums up perfectly what I was tuning into when I said. And then the third card says past life journey, soul memory, past life exploration, destiny unveiling. And I cannot stress enough how this year of 2025 was such, and still continues to be, we still have some days left, continues to be this year of massive transformation. And I think a lot of people are stepping into their destiny, or their destiny is getting unveiled, and really letting go of old thoughts, old patterns, even people, or old relationships that no longer serve, that don't support where you're going. And that's okay. Some, relationships, and this includes like friendships, work relationships, jobs. You may be called to switch jobs at this time. And just trust that. Like, once you've mastered something and you've, for lack of a better word, outgrown it, you're at a new level. So now it's time for new experiences. It's time for you to express your mastery in a new, deeper way, or maybe in a way that's more meaningful to you. And maybe if it's not necessarily a different job, maybe it's with a different company or so on and so forth. Maybe there's a new hobby that piques your interest. Maybe you want to look into, like, I started looking into beekeeping, did a little research. I just find it fascinating. But whatever it may be for you, you know, maybe there's a book that caught your eye, or, you know, a podcast that got your attention. Like, whatever it is, trust it and just follow it. Be curious. Be like, okay, let me learn a little bit about this. See if it is a direction you want to take. There's no right or wrong. It's all information. All right, and so I'm hearing to get 3 from this deck. That's so funny. So I hear somebody in my balcony saying, it's the Venus spread. So we're doing a little Venus spread. All right, so 3 from this deck. Any last little nuggets? All right, there's 1. Wow. Now they all want to come out. What will serve us? What messages will serve us most on this portal and through to the solstice? Okay, here we go. Okay, so actually 3 are popped out. So the one that jumped out first is the Well Maidens, kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. And I think that's a great reminder to always have compassion for yourself. And to me, the reverence also speaks to being in awe of the divine and the divine within you. And then, hilarious. Then the 3 that jumped out, the first one kind of says cleansing, releasing the old. Once again, a beautiful reminder. Like I said, like, it is the time, it is time to clear house, like, once and for all. Like, this is it, last push. And not that you're, you know, never going to release again, but this is like, it's big. It's big. This year's big. And then the water carrier, and it says what really matters, reflect and reprioritization. And I love this as well, because I feel like that goes back to that reflecting, the non-action, like, okay, what doesn't serve me anymore? And then the last one, drum roll please, the waterfall. And it says inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. And I think that that is perfect confirmation for what I had said about, you know, moving forward and trusting in this. So absolutely beautiful messages. Deeply honored and humbled to share these with you, and have a magical 12/12, and of course, magnificent day every day. Thank you so much for watching. Give your thumbs up, click like, subscribe, share with your friends, all the things, in such gratitude, and sending Venusian blessings. Ciao.